Good morning and welcome back to Sun Upon 7. Just before the break, in case you missed it, I did get like you know and pronounce things wrong. But
It's an accent.
in case you missed it, we were joined by author Diana Markham, who's discussing her recent book, Fallen Stones, which is based off our Belizean rainforest and her experience here in Belize. But now, another great experience here in Belize that we just went through is the village council elections. And we're here joined with Mr. Roman McCulloch, who's now the chairman of Doublehead Cabbage, as well as Mr. Sean Talbert, who's a councillor at Doublehead Cabbage, and their recent win in these village council elections. So good morning to both of you and welcome to Sun Upon 7. How are you doing this morning?
I am good. Good morning. I am good
as well.
Right, so una not red, una not blue, una da independent. Let's
Right.
talk about that first and foremost. How does it feel to be an independent winner?
It's a great feeling. It's a nice feeling. It's like when that first happened, when we were in the counting room, and I realized that I won. I had the feeling that now I am the leader of my village. I have to represent them in a respectable kind of way, and that felt so good, so good. And what drive me to do that the independent party? Well, I was thinking about it a long time ago because I always believed that politics shouldn't involve in village council. So I was based on that. I keep based on that in my mind, it's telling me, this is what you stand for, you should go for it. So I sit down and I think about who is the most qualified person should I take with me. And here's how I bring up Sean, I bring up Leon, I bring up Marlet, I bring up Yvette McFadden, I bring up Stephen Flowers, and all the rest. We become 7. And we went house to house and visit everybody and see how they feel about it. And they was quite in tune with me. They love it because they believe as well that they want to take it back from what it used to be like, where that the village come together and select the right person to lead the village. And that's what took place Sunday.
Do you think that, because when we think about independent candidates, for some reason, people always have this mindset that it's either red, it's either blue. There's nothing in between. And people are very die-hard. But do you think it's a different scenery when you look at the villages? And that's why, you had that, be able to have that pull because you were, as you mentioned previously before we got on live, you went to these houses, you were talking to people, you're trying to hear their concerns, and like maybe it's a smaller amount of group of people to be able to talk to as well. So what do you feel like, kind of played in that part when it comes to independence and red and blue and all of that?
And just to add to that, we weren't looking at your political affiliation when campaigning. So we went from house to house. And, we had a word with each and every one from the village. And I believe that's how we came out with the victory on Sunday.
I think politicians need to take one page out of a book because opponents say, oh, he not red or she not blue. I not going to the house because of that. You guys went to each and
everybody, because
sure.
we don't want to base on nobody on the political color. We are one village, one family. I don't care where you come from, who you are, what you look like. You are one. You are Belizean.
All opportunities for
Yes,
everybody.
and we are from Doublehead Cabbage. We are one big family, and we will work together as a family. We will work together to do whatever we decide and push to do. Our goals, we have our goals that we want to get achieved, and we will work together as a family, not personal, not me, not Sean, not you. We're going to work together as a team, one big family.
And so in that idea of family, I know you said you were going house to house. It must have been enough concerns. And you made something very important you mentioned something important about how people want things kind of to go back to the way it was. You're in, I know you just recently got in, but I know there's probably visions, there's a mindset, there's a drive, there's some kind of plan that you want to be able to go towards. What is your idea on how we can get the village back to how it used to be?
Well, my main idea, I talk with my whole entire team that our main push is first we got to get back our village unite together because politics have our village
divided, yes.
Because here is blue and here is red.
Yeah.
So we're going to put that aside and bring back everybody together and support each other. That is my first aim. Then the village have a lot of concern what they want, what they think Like, we will set a meeting and see more concern what they want, and we will make that decision together. Not me going to make that decision. We're going to make it together as a family, like a family decision. Like, families sit down on the couch and decide like what is best for your kids or things like that. So we will sit down together as a village and decide what is best for our village and how to take it forward from there. Because I don't want to be this tradition village council where you get in, you relax, you sit down. This when September come up, you do September celebration, stuff like that. We want stuff going in our village every weekend or every month. Some people come and enjoy like, man, I love Doublehead. I want to go back to Doublehead. We have the most talented people at Doublehead. We have a lot of youths, and all of them are talented in all sports. Football, basketball, softball, cricket, volleyball, you name it, they have it. It comes right down to cook everything. So my vision for Doublehead is a big, big vision. It's really, really big, and there are some point in this where I will need extra help from maybe big companies and, assistance from whoever willing and have 100% to assist us. We'll always open to take that assistance.
And that same idea, because that is kind of how things get
ding, ding.
You know how I'm thinking in my mind, right? But that same ground, when you start asking for assistance, right? You know how the slope can get very slippery in that way, because most of the time, when you ask for assistance, people want to try to tell you and dictate to you how they want this assistance to go, or they're affiliated with a certain color. And you see how that kind of political affiliation can mesh into everything.
Right.
What is your idea? How do you plan on trying to make sure that influence of getting that assistance doesn't mess up the whole with an red, with an blue, with a family kind of thing?
No, that is a tricky one. To be right off the book and straightforward, say perhaps, example, maybe a certain party of certain color decide to assist us with something or give us something. We let that particular color of party know for you're giving this towards the village, right? This is not a part of political color, not said that UDP or PUP. Yeah. You are giving towards the people of Doublehead Cabbage, the people of Belize. It's not under no party. So that is the first step right there.
Perfect.
But then you have the corporations that say, well, here what? If we don't support my party, we know they give on enough.
Then that is not about me, then it's about the people of this country. Because now, if you don't want to assist the people who went independent, then what is your purpose of govern?
You know what, Roman? I just a little insight as to that independent strategy there, right? I have always, and I voiced this the other day to everybody here in the studio, if any person running in general election is independent and they win, where in the house will they sit? Because the house separated one side. What part they want to sit down? That the more interesting perspective, and it just goes to show how deep-rooted bipartisan here is in Belize. So the fact that you guys, independent one, speaks volumes, and I hope that everybody out there, they watch and see that an independent party could win. Start making decisions right.
But not only that, I want people, just on that same note of looking at these gentlemen and seeing the way they're talking, the way they campaign to as well.
Yes.
It's not about, oh, my party, oh, my group of people. Because you mentioned you have a group of people, but you still not said a name like that. You made it seem like it's a family and that we're trying to push. No, I'm just telling. And it's not a bad way. I'm just saying, like, you made it seem like it's a family. So it's not about, I did try to push this group of people that they're the only one that knows the right way. It's about understanding everyone. And so with politics intertwined in it, it's always about my party. It's always about my party standards, my party goals, what we try to govern by. But it doesn't seem like that in this case. And again, people, where the independent people come with, different ball game.
Exactly.
It's not about them. It's about what the family, the people are wanting. So just a little heads up. I know elections are far.
And to add to that, it was a really late decision. We made the decision to run a bit late.
I was going to ask about that.
But to be honest with you, I thought that there were going to be split votes because the Mass Party, they had a lot of supporters out there.
Alleged
supporters out there. And to be honest with you, I was out there for a little while and I went home because I wasn't feeling that well. But when he posted in the chat and said that
I
you
never
know,
give up. I never
we
give up.
won, my sickness went away immediately, and I couldn't believe
Hitting
it.
the nerves.
Yeah, and
Maybe the nerves.
we are very proud because you know, I believe it's the first time that an independent slate has won within that village.
Volume.
Where I explained to them that, you know, when we visited all these people, we heard what they have to say, and they was like, go for it. Sometimes I do get discouraged, like, you know, because there are political color out there that have more than what I could offer, you know, maybe in finance or whatever, you know, that they could assist the people them with. But then those people really come out and spoke, this is what I want for my village, and this is what we will stand for. In our village, we wanted to go neutral, no political color.
Amen.
That's what people stand for. And I
That's
want
how
to
it's
encourage
supposed to be.
all village to stand your grounds.
Yeah.
Stand your grounds. Keep politics out of your village.
It's so amazing because, you know, during elections, both general, municipal, and village council elections, you say the parties, they come together and they try hurry fix up this road, or they hurry do all of that.
Or they finally visit you after so much ass, you don't say none at all, but
They give you $50 there, if anything, and you're not sitting again until the next election.
Right.
So you said, Sean, that you decided late
Yeah, it was
as
a
to
late
running.
decision.
How late was this running, and could you give us a little bit of your campaign trail apart from going to house to house?
It was like a month, I believe, a month into before
Oh wow! Okay.
yeah, just
Very late.
1 month exactly before the election, and you know, we just had our plans, and we went by that. You know, going from house to house, speaking to everyone, hearing their concerns and what they want to see done for the village, and a lot of the villagers, they are being treated based on their political
Political colours.
affiliation.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I mean, it's like what Roman said earlier. They shouldn't be treated based on their political affiliation, and it's so wrong. It's so wrong.
I want to offer, I know we're talking about campaign, we're talking about, you know, the fact that you guys been an amazing victory. There's change that's supposed to be happening in Doublehead, Cabbage. But in that same regard, now that you are leaders, you're faces of this village, you have to hear the concerns of this village. When it comes to the trade licensing bill that will now affect the village, what is your stance on how you move forward with there? How do you personally see something that you can be able to address? How will you move? Because we want to be able to voice the opinions of these people, right? So how is it going to be going about? Is there any problems you personally already start seeing that you want to be able to address when it comes to the peddlers and all these things? Because they're saying, well, it's been said that the reason why we're having these trade licenses to actually help village councillors, that you're going to be able to generate some resources because, well, no money, they're like that.
Yeah.
So what is your thoughts initially?
I mean, the licensing is fine, but now when you're talking about the entertainers or whosoever being charged when it comes to the event, and I believe it's the amount being charged, and I believe that they should be charged based on their income or profits of that particular event, than just
So a
a random
percentage.
or a percentage of whatever
So
the
it should be
profits
maybe
are.
an analysis of like what people are making, and then based on that.
I'm just
charge?
I'm thinking about events, River Valley, Village Bram,
I
all of those things. Are like
Yeah.
that.
Speaking about events, that will because said perhaps we decided to do events maybe every weekend. So perhaps we have a little tournament going on. How that won't work. I don't say that word. I would withdraw my comment from that.
No, because I know you're trying to get clarification, understanding.
I don't want to jump
how it
ahead of
applies.
myself and do so, but I don't think it will work. I will stick to that right there.
All right. I think just in case the minister is listening or watching as well, and if you watch news, you want to see it after the repeat. But these are some of the things that people need clarified. Because if you're having events, sporting events like you're saying, Roman, are these things taxable? Are these things
If your
the
artist
vendors
in your
out there, what
village,
do you go on?
if your artist in your village decide to have a small concert to raise funds for somebody, because that is happening a lot of times. Remember Marlon Vanson? They're having so many concerts. So will they tax that? No. So all of these things, I know as you know, village councillors, you want to be able to know how this apply for my people.
You know, it's true. Then there we need to sit and have a slight meeting with the minister concerning the village because said entertainer from village decided to do an event right there. How often did they do that event? So if said the turnout he or she was expected 100% and 10% turnout, where he will find out extra money to pay for that license.
This is where Sean is coming in with a percentage of whatever profits are made. Profits, not not gross profits, but net. Let's just be clear there.
Thank you
but
for that.
that is where that comes in, I would think. No? But gentlemen, I mean, amazing work. A month before elections.
Yeah.
All 7 of
That
you.
tell you,
Won.
people
All
wanted a
7
change.
of you won. Independent 7. And exactly.
That tell you right there, people wanted a change
Yes.
because if you could come in and
It was-
once and you put the groundwork.
It was not a close race.
Oh wow.
Oh,
was not a
excuse
close
me.
race.
I love how many of adding that. It's like, honey,
It was
it
not
was
a
not a
close
close race. We came
And
in
I
here
get up and pop the
gun-free.
color face.
But you should be proud of yourselves because it's something that hasn't been done, and it's something that we can be proud of. Knowing that there's change to be made now, we're gonna have some pressure upon our shoulders. It's now for you to deliver, to really remove that red, blue, purple, whatever color they want to
Yes.
make out of it, and try to have a neutral ground where everybody has
Right.
opportunities,
And-
everybody's addressed.
True.
No matter what affiliation you have, that no matter. It's now
People.
about the people,
Right.
and not about the party.
Look on, people. Look on. These gentlemen have done it.
And we will hold you
And
accountable
gentle
to as
lady.
well.
And gentle lady.
So in the next, because we don't want to have to get on the feet wet and everything, so we're not the pressure yet, but we hope to get an update of what's happening.
Sure.
Whatever you're having, or what events or whatever is the new manifesto, because I know after speaking to the people, then you see where you're going to move forward.
Right,
So I'm
right.
going to ask for that now, but definitely want to see how you're moving forward later on. And thank you again for gracing us, guys. Congratulations
Congrats,
again. Big up on
congrats.
yourselves, making
Thank
history,
you.
making things
Thank you.
happen in our month time.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes. And let us speak to this commercial break. And so with that, we go to our next commercial break. But when we are back with a top basketball club in Orange Court General. Oh, and I say Karen, we can do the full thing, guys. Orange Court General Basketball Club. Say all of that in a bag of chips. So we're going to be talking about the upcoming games, how you can be a part of it, how you can support, and everything under the sun. So stay tuned for that exciting conversation. We'll be right back.